Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about all the books I read in May. May was not a good month for me. I struggled with my focus throughout the month. I completed only 5 books. 2 of them were less than 300 pages. So when you look at page count, it is very less. As I said, I completed total 5 books. One was 3.25 stars, one was 3.75 stars, one was 4.75 and 2 were 5 stars. The first book I want to talk about is The Fights of Heaven by Robert Jordan. That is book 5 in Wheel of Time. My experience with this book is very similar to my experience with book 4. I enjoyed some world building elements, especially elements related to Forsaken. We met, I think out of 13 Forsaken, we met almost 12, or we heard about 12. Only one Forsaken is left. I want to know more about them. I am very curious about them, especially who they are in their past life or original life. And I loved Matt's arc. Most of my favorite moments are from Matt's arc actually, and the same things which frustrated me in book 4 frustrated me in this book too, especially female characters arc, that angst and giggling. I was very frustrated. I don't see the point of it. That's the problem. I can take angst and that giggling actually when those scenes or that particular arc makes sense to me, but in this book I don't see the point of it. I have a lot to talk about it. I'll get into details in my spoiler filled review. Actually, while filming the spoiler review of book 4, I enjoyed the book more rather than while reading it. I hope I'll have similar experience with this one. I gave it 3.25 stars when I finished it. Let's see if I enjoy it more while filming it, and maybe I'll increase it. Next book I want to talk about is Umbreesh by Derek Bailey. This is coming out at the end of this month, June, and I received an arc. This is set in a small town called Umbreesh, and we follow a high school student named Kayla. She realizes that she sees visions of people dying. So with the help of her friend, she decided to save those people from death. This is told in episodic format. Each episode is a different adventure. I really like the bond between these friends. That was actually very pure. I love the way Derek handled that, and these kids bond with their parents. For a change, it was between these dark fantasies and unhealthy relationships, it was very good to read healthy bonds. In addition to these different adventures, we also have this common thread, common storyline. I like that part. I like the mystery of it, and it was very well written. I read each chapter, each episode between other books. It's a perfect palette cleanser between epic fantasies. I definitely recommend it. If you have seen teen shows, teen dramas like a bunch of friends, a gang of friends solving problems, it has the similar tone to it. It's fun actually to read. I highly recommend this. And the next book I want to talk about is The City of Dragons by Robin Hobb, which is third book in Rainwell Chronicles. It is very difficult to talk about this book because it is third book. I don't want to say anything spoilery by mistake. Actually, I had a wonderful discussion about this book in my channel with Derry, Evie, Pete and Emily. I will link that in the cards above. Please watch that if you already read this book. This starts immediately after Dragonhaven, and we see some characters we liked in previous installments, and we see some connections with Farsi, Life Ships and Tournament trilogy. So please don't skip this series at all. Hobb is again brilliant with her character interactions in this book. Actually, one of my favorite scenes is an advice given to a teenager by a man about relationships. That conversation is just perfect. I gave this book 4.75 stars. So I don't remember why I did not give 5 stars. Maybe pacing was off in a couple of chapters. I don't remember at all, but I absolutely loved it. And I'm very curious to see how Hobb deals with all these arcs. And the next book I want to talk about is A Deed of Dreadful Note by Patricia Meredith. This is book 1 in Anna Catherine Green Mysteries. Anna Catherine Green is a real life mystery author who published long before Sherlock Holmes books came out, and she was an inspiration to Agatha Christie. Actually, I didn't hear about her until recently. She is a fictional character in this book. When her father client dies, She gets involved in the murder investigation to save an innocent girl. Patricia May did an incredible job in bringing her back as a character, and we also see her journey as a writer, how she started, how she incorporated that real life mystery events. I mean, real life in this fictional book. Those mystery elements in her book. I loved that writing process and I loved the mystery part. And my favorite part in this book is romance. It's very light actually. There is no cringy scenes or angsty scenes. It is very subtle in the background, but I loved that. Actually, I almost like every bond in this book. I enjoyed this book a lot. It is less than 300 pages, so it is perfect if you are looking for a change in between fantasies. I also have dedicated review of this in my channel. I'll link that above in the cards. Check that if you're interested. I give this book 5 stars. Patricia Meredith narrated the audiobook. I read an arc before the release of the audiobook, so I am planning to listen to the audiobook again soon. And the next book I want to talk about is The Dragon's Path by Daniel Abraham, book 1 in Dagger and Coin series. This is my favorite book of the month. Maybe this is one of my favorite books in the year. It is so good to be back to Daniel Abraham's writing. I actually regret waiting this long. I loved LPQ so much. I was scared to read this book because of high expectations, but I had nothing to worry about. I should have known that actually. I loved this book. There is something in Abraham's writing that resonates with me. I relate to the character motivations. We mainly follow 3 characters. On paper, there actually are regular characters. One ex-military officer who is a caravan guard now, one girl with a high responsibility, huge responsibility of saving a bank, and one nobleman who is into books and who gets bullied by his colleagues in the army. They look plain on paper, but Abraham added so much nuance to them. I enjoyed following them a lot, and I loved the intrigue, both political and magical. This is a complete setup book. I don't mind that at all, and it is also slow. I think personally I felt second half is little bit slower than the first, but I did not mind that at all. There are some dark elements in this book, but Abraham doesn't dwell on the brutality of that. He doesn't show gore. He focuses on the human motivation behind it and the after effects of those incidents. I really love that exploration. I cannot wait to continue this series. That's all I read in May. Let me know in comments what was your favorite book. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.